Hello, my friends. Everything is broken. I forgot that McKenna disconnected um after I fixed the cameras. So give me 1 second.
I didn't do a goddamn thing. Blame my internet.
I do. I'm blaming your internet. We have to do the Shurikai shuffle quickly.
Oh yeah, those are words that people are going to understand.
If they play Magic, they will.
Hmm.
Okay.
What an if? What an if you have broached for
Listen,
us.
half of the people in this call play Magic the Gathering.
Hmm. Pity.
Statistically, yes.
Sorrows. Sorrows. Prayers.
Sorrows, prayers.
But hello, my friends, and welcome to tonight's episode of the Astral Calling here on twitch.tv/tabletop rolls. We hope you're having a fantastic Friday. Some programming announcements. Number one, programming is a little bit weird the next couple weeks because of summer. It's summer, and people are going outside again. What does that mean? Well, it means Matt's going to the woods to hopefully not be murdered. So we are down to Matt on Saturday, and depending on McKenna's schedule, there may or may not be a stream. Then, on Wednesday, we have Wild Ambition. It's the beginning of our new arc, with a lot of fun stuff coming our way. They're going to chase after some bandits who raided the town during the festival. Oh boy, a festival and a fantasy TTRPG, and something went wrong. What a surprise. Join us for our next arc when they have to collect 4 elemental crystals.
Just hit them all.
Yeah, just hit them all. Then, of course, every Friday we have the Astral Calling. The show you're watching right now is our D&D 5e Space Adventure. Saturday, Salt and Sorcery, although this week we will be off. Next week we will probably be off. And then the week after that, we should be back. I have a commitment now this Saturday. I realize I've been talking about this on stream,
Cool.
but didn't message Chad about it in the group chat, so I'm an idiot.
Well, you mentioned to me about tomorrow. I didn't know about next week, though.
Next week I'm at a wedding.
Ah, okay.
I have so
Okay.
many weddings in the next year. It is crazy. I've had and like
This is why I just don't associate with people.
I'm going to my first wedding. Like
Oh,
ever.
see, I've been to some, and it's
That's
just
your first one?
Yeah, so this Saturday will be the first wedding that I'm going to with Emily. It almost was
exciting.
it was almost the wedding I was going to in November to be the first wedding that I ever went to.
Wow, what wedding could that
Not
possibly be?
I don't want to leak it on stream, so I'm just saying that. And then of course I have another wedding next year. Abby's talked about this on stream, but Abby's wedding next year, where hopefully I'll get to drag Matt down with me to LA.
I'm scared.
And then Matt could finally meet everyone in person in the flesh space.
All right.
Oh, I
don't-
Never say
that-
flesh.
That's a-
I don't like that.
that really makes
That.
the proposition appealing.
Yeah, thanks, Will. I love the
is
flesh
by talking
space.
about the flesh space.
It's a dimension where
Absolutely
everything's
not.
just
Spider-Man,
Matt,
into the flesh space.
where is that on your tier list of
That's a
uncomfy
parody.
phrases? Is that above or below bug nubs?
All right, adding a new stream to the menu. Uncomfortable word tier list.
Bug
So
nubs
technically,
starts
that's
going.
2 words.
Flush
put
space
together.
does not.
It's that level of e and awkward.
And
Space
then-
is just kind of an odd.
Aubrey has become unavailable for Stardew Sunday this week, so I'll see if I can convince Sarah and Emily to do something fun with me. I have another Stardew-esque game that the 3 of us could play together that I'd be fine getting for Sarah, because I know Emily has it, because I got it for Emily already. Then, on Monday, we'll do a one-shot for Strength Thousands AP, Wednesday, and we're here. We're back. We've done all the shows. Now, time to introduce the real reason why you're here, the people on this show. Starting off with, you know what? Let's just go in around the stream overlay. Starting off with a very fun person who is very enjoyable to be around. A very fun person. Rose, playing Luna.
I was like, that's just big enough to be anybody.
Yes, it is.
I don't know.
Hi, how's everybody doing tonight? Good. I hope, and I also hope that it's not my internet who will go down first. I gotta vote on this poll.
We
Place
only
your
have
bets.
3 options.
We have
Have
it.
good
We
internet,
have.
so it's not you.
I mean, I've got Spectrum too. I know how bad it is. I'm gonna vote McKenna.
What do we get if we win?
See, I have Spectrum, but
Bragging
my
rights.
internet doesn't
Bragging
just go
rights?
out randomly.
I
Like,
think I'm gonna vote
Mine
Spectrum
does.
because I know about the Spectrum troubles.
yeah,
It's all
for
the-
it's all weather related.
It's all the Nazguls and the cables.
Yeah. More words.
Yes, Lord of the Rings.
Ah.
There you go.
I understood that reference well.
No. Sometimes at this
I'm
point,
amazed
That
Will
one I
made it.
got.
at
I'm
this-
amazed Will made that reference, seeing as apparently he has never watched the trilogy.
I've never watched the full trilogy. I've watched one of them.
I will
No.
strike you.
It's the one where there's like. It's the one where the Hobbit says puts the ring on and goes invisible, and then he gets like chased through the forest, and then he takes the ring off.
I'm sorry. I need your nerd card.
Yeah.
Revoked.
Let's
It's
see.
so nice to have someone else catch shit for this, because usually it's me
All I
not
have-
giving a fuck about
Wait,
Lord of the
all,
Rings.
You're
all I
next.
have is this Alpha Black Lotus. Just kidding.
My God.
Uh-huh.
No, I would. Will, this is actually. I'm making this promise on stream, so there's evidence.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have you over at some point. We're gonna sit and watch the whole
Extended
thing.
trilogy.
Matt,
Not the extended one. We're not masochists.
Extended trilogy.
Matt, I love and adore you. You know how you don't like going to hang out with people if you're not doing something social? Like something, if you're not actively doing something?
Yes.
Going to someone's house to just watch a movie actively makes me want to jump off your balcony.
It's not one movie. It's 3
Like,
movies.
at least
Don't
the-
Don't
worry.
worry. You'll have to listen to my commentary
No,
the whole time.
Let's
That'll
just like
entertain you.
we'll put it.
And you won't go off the balcony because you'll be strapped down.
See,
Clockwork
you
Orange
bring
style.
mead and then you play a drinking game.
Well,
No.
no.
No,
I have
you
to
do
drive.
not. No, you do
Drink
not.
Every time there's
time
just a shot of them
Barry
walking.
and Pippin fuck up. That's the
No.
only rule.
Okay,
The
see,
To be fair, they
only
kind
rule.
of stopped doing that after the first movie.
we,
Well, except
we
the Pat
tried a
Blanchett
Lord of the
thing.
Rings drinking game in college, and it was we didn't get out of the Shire, and a girl was throwing up in my bathroom. We didn't even leave
my
the fucking
God.
Shire.
And don't worry, Will.
It was so well. In fairness, we were watching
Also, I
the
disagree. I feel
extended
like
edition,
Pippin
and the rule was any
consistently
time that
fucks
they
up
say the
throughout
word
series.
ring.
That's a discussion we'll have at a later point.
That's a bad
But
rule
Will,
for
It was
we
a
can
bad
double, we,
rule.
we can just double down on the nerd stuff, and while we watch Lord of the Rings,
Play
we
Magic.
can take pictures.
Oh, I was gonna say we could play Commander.
Now that requires too much concentration.
No, that requires like the perfect amount of concentration for me to be watching a movie and playing Commander. It's great. I'll run the Tom
This is
Bomb.
an
video then.
important movie. You don't do other things when you do it.
I have a nervous condition. I can't sit still.
Same.
That's fair.
Then, speaking of not being able to sit still, someone who will make you get out of your seat and cheer because of how awesome they are, McKenna, also known as McKenna Rayard on TikTok. Also, the person who does all of the artwork for the channel. Also, just a really cool person in general.
I appreciate that. But I'm
Listen.
McKenna Ray, like Will said. McKenna Ray art on all the WW dots. Posting to TikTok, go look at it. My internet has been questionable of late. So if there is fuckery afoot, I apologize in advance. But tonight I am playing Eevee, Experiment 3, version 13, the Plasmoid Artificer.
And also, McKenna, I don't want to see you go like this when I call you a wonderful person. If I have to take compliments, so do you, gosh darn it. Moving right along to another person who, like me, taking a compliment is like pulling teeth for. We have Matt playing Darius.
You know, I can take a compliment. I just am hard at accepting help or rides.
You know, you should watch Bluey, Matt. It's very healing.
I love
Aw.
Bluey.
I don't need healing. I need to be left alone.
And then, of course, moving right along on our clockwork overlay, we have someone who is one of the... Actually, I think the person who I've played D&D with the longest now. Chad has officially taken that
Yep.
mantle. Chad is now officially the longest D&D player I've ever had playing in games. Chad playing Vim.
Whoever it was before, I just left you in the dust.
You beat my friend. You beat the people I played with in high school out now. And in middle school. It was a very bad set of games, hindsight being 2020.
Appropriate.
We were not good at it. And then speaking of people who don't make game bad, someone who make game great, someone who makes games amazing. We have Maya playing Rash.
Thanks, Will.
No worries, Maya.
Hey y'all. Playing your favorite goblin granny. I'm Maya. I'm playing Rash. That just got me thinking also, Will, I think the person I've been playing D&D longest with at this point is probably Rose.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Yeah, I
pretty
think
sure
that's
that's
true for me
Rose.
too. I think it's also in this group. It's Rose.
Yeah.
Maya,
I mean, not even just in this group, like,
ever.
bar none.
I think that might be Sarah for me.
Yeah, I could see that. I think
Gray is second.
But I'm close.
You're pretty close.
this is one of those things where it's just like Rose, Maya is one of those people that I only know because I'm doing this channel. It's like, wonderful, great benefit, because Maya's pretty awesome. But
Maya's great.
as I continue to shower my players with compliments and joy, not because of what might happen this episode, I'm going to roll the intro.
I'm mildly confused by the premise. Other than, obviously, the name. Just
Matt is confused by
What's the call
drag.
to action?
It's Dungeons and Drag Queens. What is there to question?
Yeah, what's there
to
Only
get?
two things.
Matt is
the
confused by the premise of drag queens.
Other than
Well,
the
that sounds
delight-
like a you
Can
problem,
I
Matt.
explain myself?
We
Can I
really
explain
only
myself?
have like 2 in Winnipeg, so it's understandable.
No. Other than the delightful
So
and
sad.
creative aesthetic of the players with their amazing outfits, what is the synergy with the game?
Nothing. It's just the game filled with drag queens.
They're drag queens in a dungeon, Matthew. How much
Yeah.
more
No,
needs?
No,
I
so
think-
are
I
the
think
players
it's-
just
it's
playing
also
in drag is all?
Well, they're all very specifically, all of the queens that they've hired they're dressing at, they've obviously made characters for the campaign, but they're also dressing as their drag characters and being in, like, it's a character within a character, basically. Because
For what it's worth, Matthew,
it's a persona,
it's
I
Bob
should
the
say.
Drag Queen, Alaska, Jujubee, and Monet Exchange, all 4 of whom are like famous drag queens.
Yeah.
Um,
And then they're just playing Dungeons and
Playing
Dragons.
D&D
And then they're
Yeah.
just
as
playing
their
the-
drag
okay.
persona.
See, I
I
just,
thought there was one more. I'm trying to remember.
it's just the 4 of them.
I mean,
They ain't got the
Brennan
budget
is,
for a 5th
Brennan
one.
is dressed
That's
crazy,
true.
quite done
Oh,
up quite
that's
well,
probably
too.
it. I'm probably
I-
thinking of Brennan.
I wish I could pull off a look like Brennan does. That
You could if you
they-
tried.
They have so
Will.
much respect.
You could if you tried.
Come down. McKenna and I will decorate your face.
I post.
And I'll sit in the corner and drink coffee.
I'll decorate your face too, Matt.
Yeah, don't think you're getting out of
You,
this.
you shouldn't have brought it up, man.
Yeah, you could have just sat there and stayed quiet, but you opened your mouth. Now you get it
Uh-huh.
too.
No, then I flash back to my days of theater at school and the visceral reaction I just had to Foundation, and I throw myself out the window.
Okay, but in fairness, that foundation was probably
I was
Oh,
also
no,
going to
it's-
say,
it was
you should probably
utter
just
shit.
use
with like
the
a
wrong
shitty makeup
foundation.
sponge. You didn't have
As somebody
I'm
who
guessing you didn't have
has-
any primer, probably didn't.
As somebody who
have
has a skin
stars.
condition, like, you gotta look first. You gotta find the right one.
And you got to do the right prep work for it.
So last
Oh.
time on the Astral
Yeah.
Calling,
We're a
This is
half hour
the conversation
time
that our
slot.
characters are having. Darius had a brief
Darius
stint in a play.
Evie just sitting there like
Rash
my name
is in the
She's
midst
a very
of
famous
putting-
drag queen. I don't understand
Oh,
what
yeah.
you're not getting
This
about
is like
area.
Luna's one area where she actually sounds smart. She starts talking about makeup.
You know,
Rash is in the middle of putting lipstick on Darius.
yes.
Imagine putting lipstick on a cat.
Mm-hmm.
Does Darius have lips?
Oh yes.
He has a muzzle,
Pepper,
probably.
would you like lipstick?
That likes a thin cat
no,
lips.
don't
like
do
you know
that.
that little like black line that cats have,
She'd
especially
let me
like
too.
jungle cats.
That's the worst part. If I just
Pepper's
snuggled her right,
such a,
she'd
like-
let me.
This is a conversation our
Easy.
characters are having. Will, I don't know what you want.
Wait.
Darius already has an earring
Fine,
on
just-
his ear.
Hey, that is a sign of commitment.
Way there.
Very, very magic earring, Ken.
All right.
I get it.
Understood that reference.
I did. That is not an earring.
Okay, I'm so sorry, Will. Thank you for your patience.
It's all good. By the time we get started, your internet will die, and we'll just have to laugh about it. So,
Ooh, going for the low blow.
Rip.
actually, no. Cooper may not be home, so it might actually.
No,
Run.
he's not. So it has been better tonight, and
there you go.
we're seeking out an Ethernet cable long enough
Nice.
to
Well,
solve that problem.
we just need to get Matt an ether cable for Saturdays. But last time on the Astral Calling, our party successfully went to another dimension. Well, in that other dimension, they successfully didn't die to plants. In addition to that, they successfully managed to save the Evie altar, who was abandoned by Tolatio.
Did we adopt her?
No.
No,
We
Evie,
traumatized her.
Evie was very passive aggressive to her.
I feel like passive aggressive is the wrong word. I feel
No,
like
aggressive is the word.
Aggressive, yeah. Evie was very mean to Evie Alter, and now Evie Alter.
I wasn't
is
mean. I
going
just
off.
wasn't interacting with her.
I think she took it unnecessary.
I wasn't mean to
We'll
her.
put it
please,
this
at
way.
least.
I
We'll
think
put
she
it this
took
way.
things unnecessarily hard.
Vim thought Evie was being mean.
Wait, no, I don't think Vid ever just said it. Vim thought that like EVB was like
Evie Alter.
EVB was
EV alter.
like spiraled too hard off of things,
In
and then she was
fairness-
just acting weird.
EVB also tried to reveal the location of one baby mimic to Vim to deliberately stage an assassination. So whatever Evie Prime did, I feel like pales in comparison, especially because it was preceded by Evie Prime saving EVB's fucking ass. Let's not forget about
He did
that.
save her entire life.
She
Oh,
tried to
yes.
nuke the baby.
It's just
He
so
took-
She
unfortunate for
tried
her.
to tell Vim
Vim to
about
check-
baby.
It's
Where's
just so
room?
unfortunate for her that Vim does not care to go into anybody's room. It's just not a thing he cares about.
What did I miss?
Oh, and Darius and Nito
Go back
spent
and
the
watch that.
entirety of the second half praying together.
Praying together.
Yeah.
Praying.
Praying.
Right,
Praying.
praying.
Praying
It
together.
is literally praying you.
Deep.
Yeah, praying in the
Yeah.
biblical sense.
Praying.
In deep,
No.
intensive, passionate prayer.
Praying like a missionary.
How's that for a recap?
I think that's good. I think are we all good now, friends? Do we have everything out of our system?
I don't know. We'll see. We'll find out.
A group
I
of
gotta get it
alligators
now.
is called a congregation.
I mean, I guess the only thing is because Maya was not here last week, if she wanted to maybe have any interactions with EVB before she left.
That is something I'm down to do, Maya.
Oh yeah.
if you wanted to talk to
Question: Where did
EVB
she leave to? What happened?
Oh,
with
she just
that?
left.
Don't
Once
know.
you got onto Helio Station to report to Helio, EVB just left.
Left without a word.
Our Helio or
Our
Our
Helio.
Your
Helio.
Helio.
Because
Your-
we made it. We
Okay.
made it back
So
to
she
our
is
universe.
fully in our universe somewhere.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
Just bit bopping around. Okay. In
I'm a
that
beatbox
case,
and Slimeberry.
Rash will have that last interaction with Evie Alter and
Maya, you get a hero point for using EV Alter. I appreciate that.
EVD. It's EVD.
It is a
EVD
useful
is the canonical
descriptor.
name.
It's easy.
Love that for me. Thank you, Will.
Thank you.
She'll go up to Evie and she'll just be like, I know you have had a rough go of things, and I am sorry for that, and I'm sorry that we cannot be of more help to you. But listen, even though you are not my pudding, you are still a pudding. And if you need anything, you can always reach out to me. And she kind of hands like a little card with like her information, her contact information, because she still has everything on like paper file.
Rolodexes.
Yeah, she still has like a little Rolodex and everything. So she's got a little stack of like contact cards, and she hands one that's got like all of her information, contact information, and then she hands another separate one that's like double-sided and slightly bigger, like more of an index card situation. And she hands that to her, and she's like, all right, now this is for any and all contacts from my family if you need anything from the Roglos clan, okay?
Thank you, Rash. I appreciate it. I have some ideas of where I'm going to head first, so it will be fine.
Okay, but first, and then she like piles just a bunch of like what she knows as Evie's favorite snacks into her arms, like just a little like a gift basket full of snacks for the road.
The pink color comes back to this Evie for a moment. Up until then, she was like a dark purple, and then she kind of like catches herself and then pushes it back to be that dark purple again.
Oh.
Or even a deep
There you
purple.
go. There you go, pudding. She gives her a big squishy hug. That's probably at her waist height.
Yeah.
Evie's also pretty short.
Well, all right.
How short is Evie?
How short is she?
Slimes range between small size and medium size. You can pick. So I say that like at her tallest, she caps out at like, we're talking like 4'8", 4'9".
Oh,
She's
okay.
shorty.
Rash is
also
3'9" canonically.
That's
I
fair.
just looked
That's
at my
fair.
character sheet to double check.
Darius is just like a giant among all these, like.
It's why like we can fit in his saddlebags.
Yeah, because like Vim in his current state is like barely not tiny. He's like a little over a foot.
Yeah. And then she sends her on her way with
Luna's
the little
actually
care
very
package
tall.
and the card for contacting her
Yeah.
or family.
But otherwise, Rash, when you all get to the station, head to meet up with Helio. Evie Alter disappears. She leaves without a trace. Excuse me while I cough. She leaves without a trace. There is no meeting. There's no goodbye. She just leaves your life. And we are going to be picking up basically right where we left off. You had all received your payment from the bartender at Helio's bar. And the party was, I believe, split slightly as Darius was still with Nito praying and discussing plans.
Mostly just if there's anything I can do to assist getting her back on her Wander, or if she is planning to make a trip back to the Homeworld. If there's anything I can do to assist.
She is planning to make a trip back to the Homeworld. Passage is what she'll need to figure out. Otherwise, she can go off on her own.
I'm more than willing to accompany her and just, assist, carry things, provide a friendly face, and see her off at Spaceport.
Okay.
I see no reason why we can't bring her there.
I mean, that's true. I don't know where we're going next, honestly.
You haven't decided.
We have nothing pressing to attend to. We could escort Nito home.
Road trip?
If you don't mind giving us the coordinates to your home.
If you
All right,
don't
I'll
mind
have to
me
mind
knowing
one
where you
afterwards.
live.
If you don't mind them knowing where you
Yes, because I'm going to treat my homeworld like my apartment. You can't know where I live. It's not like I could hide on an entire planet.
Little did we know, Vim was secretly a Reaper this entire time.
Oh my god.
No, we knew.
Just to get some klaxons.
You exist because we allow it. You will end because we demand it. Yeah, whatever Nito prefers. I don't know if she wants to.
And Nito doesn't want to inconvenience you, but if you're willing to, Darius, I would be more than happy for you to accompany me. At the very least, the questions I'm going to be asking my family may be important for you to know as well, considering... And she just kind of like taps the earring.
That can be fair.
So it is decided?
Sure. I'm just quickly looking up if I ever actually if we ever wrote down the name of the homeworld.
We have not. I
Hold
have
on,
it.
Okay. Well, as long as you have it then.
I have a name that I've called it.
Uh-oh.
What?
What's
What?
the name?
What do you...
What's the name?
Are you expecting it to be some sort of cat-related pun, McKenna? Is that what you're expecting?
I would
of me?
almost be disappointed if it wasn't.
Well, guess what? It's not a cat-related pun.
Centaur-related pun.
The homeworld name is Niverax.
Oh.
Niverax. Oh my.
I was serious with names for once, and you doubted me.
The thing was, I thought all of that was a play, and I thought you were going to then reveal a very pun-related name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you think I was going...
I fully thought it was a setup.
What did you think I was going to call it? The Calahome?
That's
I
not
don't
even
know.
that cat sound.
Why
No.
didn't you have that
Like a
ready,
calico.
Will? Why did you have that ready and waiting? Like
To be
locked and
entirely
loaded?
honest, that was 100% off the top of my head.
See, Emily is sad. No cat puns.
Bad.
Oh, okay, listen, the only cats I interacted with on a regular basis were Pepper and now Joe. I don't...
I mean,
Cat.
okay, so it can be called Niverax, but as long as she
Niverax.
lives on, like, Wisteria Lane.
Wisteria Plain.
Nivverax. The rains in Splain fall mainly on the Niskarian plain. That'd be funny.
By George, I think he's got it.
Oh my
By
god.
George, I think he's got it.
I don't think I want to go to this planet anymore. Let's go somewhere else.
It seems a silly place.
So what I'm hearing is you all want more puns.
No!
No, that's not what I said.
What
There's
I'm
a difference
This.
between what we expect
McKenna, you
and
did
what
this.
we want.
McKenna, you did this. Well,
In this specific instance, I was expecting it.
no, this is
But,
serious world building.
More important question. Fuck. Well, I was going to ask where in the galaxy Niverax is. Regrettably, as I still cannot see the map because Roll20 is still just giving me the perpetual middle finger. I guess you can just click for everyone else. That might be fun for everyone.
Yeah. Well, believe it or not, Niverax isn't in, like, a controlled space area.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's not in the Marred Poppy system or the Gilded Garden or Ambrosia Rose. It's actually in, like, a little bit of a subsystem.
Mm-hmm.
Boop. And I'm just going to put a marker on the map. But... Boop. Nope. Roll20. Don't do this to me. There. I'll put the map on the stream so people can see it. Niverax. Right over here.
Yay. Look at that.
Nice. So
There's
we're
an
not
old world.
that far away.
No, you're not terribly
Yeah.
far away. It's one of those things. Well, I mean, like, yeah, no, you're not on the other side of the galaxy to it.
Yeah, which is kind of where we've been.
Yeah, like a lot of it's here. Like y'all have been hanging out in the Marred Poppy area for a hot minute.
Yeah.
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 Fugitives will do that.
And fugitives will do that.
Hey, you are no longer fugitives.
This is
Thank
very
you,
true.
Helio.
Yes, Helio has fixed that for you all.
Next time we'll be fugitives for something we actually did.
Agreed.
Oh, Rose.
Aww.
All right. Is there any paperwork we will need to procure to get into Nivarax?
No, they're pretty lax on immigration and people coming. It is. There are some larger religious sects in Nivarax that are not fond of outsiders, but they have learnt to keep to themselves.
That's
Maybe
honestly.
this wander thing, you probably got people kind of strolling in and out all the time, right?
Well, believe it or not, Darius and I are what some might call spark fundamentalists.
I feel.
It is a very old tradition.
It is old, but it's not unheard of. The whole order is old.
Yes, but not many people remain in it. It's not the largest sect anymore, Darius. We need to recognize that.
I mean, I think it's the largest sect that adheres to the ways of the Spark. There are other deities or entities that are worshipped on the planet. It's a planet. It's big.
Are
We're
there
in
any
planet of hats,
customs
my
that
foot.
we may need to observe while we are there?
Oh, yes. Do we need to walk on all fours?
No, you are fine to walk how you normally walk.
Curious, do we need to affect our manner of speech?
No, that is something that Darius does to best convey their emotions.
I am not alone in this. Mildly reproachful. Many of our subtle facial expressions and body language are lost on outsiders. I am simply trying to make communication as clear as possible. Many of you have throughout this journey missed a lot of subtle social or a lot of subtle facial cues and body language that I've made, and I've let it pass because I didn't feel it was relevant. But there's a lot of nuance to how my people communicate with each other, and a lot of it is lost for those who don't know how to spot the subtle signs.
Many people are not as I suppose the word would be
Conscientious?
conscientious of it as Darius is. Darius makes an effort to make communication easily done. Many people just do not.
So then, is there anything that any other social requirements that we must maintain to come to this planet? We do not want to be poor tourists. We do not want to be rude tourists, you know?
Especially if we are guests of yours.
Cautious. I just would like to point out, other than landing and dropping Nito off, technically speaking, none of us need to leave the ship.
Could be fun.
You don't have anybody you want to see?
I'm still on my far wander. Technically speaking, I shouldn't be returning. It's perfectly like I'm not going to be punished or anything for it.
Well, if you're not going to be punished, you might as well take advantage, right?
Darius,
It goes against the spirit of the journey.
Darius,
Yes?
I would feel more comfortable if you accompanied me from the conversation I need to have for my family.
Of course. I kind of just bonk her forehead with my forehead a little bit.
Evie, with no sense of social etiquette, goes, "Oh, we could all go, if that would be helpful."
I don't believe it would be.
Evie, I don't think that will be. I think it is a couple thing. And she kind of.
With her family?
Yes, with my origins that we discovered, I wish to ask my family a few questions that may be important for Darius and I to know.
Well, I have mentioned this before, and I'm specifically turning to speak to Nito here. This is why I'm not prefacing what I'm saying.
Mm.
I have said it before, and I will say it as many times as necessary. Whether or not you are from this dimension or another dimension or a mirror dimension, it matters not to me. I know who you are. I've grown up with you. I've grown to know you. You are all I have ever wanted you to be and hope. So I hope for whatever good that does. Darius stumbles a bit, obviously, on his words here.
Darius gives you Nito gives you like a tight embrace and just says, "Thank you, Darius." And I know that is the case, but I wish to share this with you.
Okay.
The knowledge that I gain, I wish to share it with you.
Well, while you two lovebirds go have that talk with your family, we can all hit the local sites and the marketplaces and
Yes,
such.
we can explore
This
Darius'
is
hometown.
Yeah,
We will
Darius,
have a
Love
nice
to go
trip.
shopping.
things will be a lot better if you would just let us go on our own.
I am not on a far wander that says that I can't go there.
That's also
Clarifying a couple things. One, I'm not against you exploring the planet at all. Like, go wild,
Yay!
have fun.
Yay!
Second, you will probably have more of it. You'll learn more about my homeworld than I have because I grew up in a monastery and really felt very little inclination to ever leave.
Interesting.
Oh.
We will get souvenir for you two then.
That would be slightly weird and awkward, but okay.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine. We'll get you a souvenir.
We will have fun.
I
Tune
hope
in
so.
racks.
I have
Set
heard
coordinates.
that monastery
Beep, beep,
schools
beep, beep, beep,
are
beep.
a fun alternative to public education.
Yes.
The world is flat. The world is a giant bowl. The world is a giant cat saucer filled with milk.
I'm picturing a giant
The
yarn
world
ball.
is a
Like we
vampire.
pull up to
A giant yarn
Nivarax
ball.
and
And it's just
I
a
mean-
yarn ball.
I mean, that would actually be kind of neat in a way if you think about it. Like each
Universe's
strand of a
largest
yarn
ball of twine.
is like
Well,
a mountain range
it's-
sized,
it's-
and it's actually like made of weird materials.
I love that.
So, unless there's anything anyone would like to do while traveling,
Yeah.
I mean, I'd like
I
to
wanna
show off the ship to Nito.
all right. Then let's do some traveling montages. Let's do some traveling scenes. So, on this journey, it'll take about 3 days to travel to get to the planet. What do you want to do? What do you want to get up to? We'll just go through people, and I'll start with McKenna, since McKenna perked up upon hearing, is there something you want to do while traveling? McKenna, is there something you like to do while traveling?
I want to start creating a lexicon of every moon.
Okay.
To see if I can't start getting Luna some memories.
Lexicon Luntania?
Cute.
We'll figure out a better name.
We'll work on that. We'll work on that.
Lunaria.
Knowing
Yeah.
Evie, it's probably
Lexicon
like a
Lunaria.
rather obscure collection of like letters and numbers for a system that makes perfect sense to her. That is unintelligible to anyone else. But yes,
Most of all,
look
Luna.
through some moons, maybe cross-referencing. Because at this point, there is the suspicion that, Luna and the Luna clones
just
may or may
Lunaria.
not have something to do with the Doctor. So cross-referencing places where he may have been at some point.
Alright. Then this sounds like it's firmly within the territory of using an astral glaive from astrology for some astrology work. So you can make either a Arcana check to try to figure out how the math of the stars will work, in addition, like how to gather that sort of lunar information and maybe come up with ones that might be the most possible to be EV homeworlds. Or you could make a investigation check to see what you can find on the world-wide, universe-wide sort of net sphere.
Well, they are both the same for me. So I think I will do investigation just because I think that's probably going to be my primary resource is the internet.
Also, out of curiosity, what is Evie's sign?
What is Evie's sign?
Yeah.
Oh, her astrology sign?
Yeah.
I mean, that is entirely dependent on what the star signs are in this solar system.
Same star signs. What is Evie's?
I don't know.
Probable, but okay.
I was just
That
like,
does
I want
seem-
on to be a goose.
I think maybe now there are, like, in addition to the 12 that we are familiar with, there's another, like 67 star signs.
For the next campaign, I will make my own astrology system for you, McKenna.
Yeah.
Create your own zodiac too.
I will make my own astrology system, and then I will show it to Chad, and if Chad gets suitably angry, I will know I have done a good job.
Evie, I don't know what her star sign would be. She might be a Pisces.
I was gonna say she feels watery.
Yeah. Oh, does she?
Yeah.
Feel
Yeah, a little bit.
watery.
Chad's
A little
just like,
viscous.
I
How you
hate
doing,
this.
Chad? What do you think Vim is? What do you think Vim's star sign is? Do you think he's a Virgo? Do you think he's an Aries? What do you think
He's
his
a fire
Venus
sign
sign
for
is?
sure. He's a fire sign. He's an Aries.
What do you think his rising sign is?
A middle finger.
For reference, everyone, Chad hates astrology. It's his biggest red flag, in my opinion. But I rolled a 17 plus 8. That is going to be a 25 investigation.
You can
Give
definitely
me that sweet information.
You can definitely start getting some progress on the I don't know, lunar record.
Akashic.
Akashic
Moons.
Luna. I don't know. This is now I'm going to hyperfixate on this for a second.
We can just call it the lunar lexicon. That's fine.
The moon cell, I don't know. Anyway.
Evie names it the lunar lexicon.
The lunar lexicon.
The decision's been made.
You start making some good work on the lunar lexicon, and you can actually get a little bit of information. So, based off like past lab points, there are a number of moons that basically you can tell from like because you knew where the doctor's few labs were before you came. So if you basically like take that, each of them is a similar distance away from each other. So using that, you're able to basically create several search radiuses. And yeah, you're able to find like a number of them. I'll give you 3. I'm going to put them, and this will be completely useless to you, McKenna, so I apologize. I'm going to put us onto the map, just so you can see where they are. I'll do them in blue. So, the 3 areas that you think would be wise to search are as follows. Those are the 3 sort of areas that you've triangulated for sex.
We got one that's not wildly far away from Nivarak, one that's not wildly far away from
Gilded Garden.
potentially Vim's Homeworld and Gilded Garden, and then one that's kind of off on its own.
Do we have names for these moons?
There aren't any names; they're just moons.
Okay.
It's
good.
once. So the thing is, like, once everyone started exploring the stars, it got really hard to start to name moons things like Titan and da-da-da. So they've just started calling them lunar entity XX and then like going through there. So
You
it's
don't
like,
want to name a moon Titan anyway. Bad juju.
how do you
Probably
know?
one of those things where like
Maybe it's a
people in
moon.
the-
Maybe it's a moon that collapses under its own gravity. You don't know.
people probably on individual planets might have names for their moons, but it's just not something that would
I
be.
think it
Is it
might
one
have been
of-
piloted by a Logitech controller.
No, isn't one of Saturn's moons named Titan though?
Hannah, you can't say that while I'm drinking Coke.
It wouldn't be surprising. It might
I'm being glib about human life while
Saturn,
drinking
is,
Coke.
Saturn does have a large moon named Titan.
Okay,
Listen,
thank you.
It would
make
sense.
stupid decisions, get
I'm
stupid
not
It's
prizes.
the second largest in our solar system.
I'm not crazy. Thank you.
Say
And
it some more, Will. Maybe it'll be true.
And Jupiter has between 80 and 95 moons.
Ooh.
Because Jupiter is a big boy.
Is a
Many,
good
many
boy.
moons.
Just wait till y'all get to a gas giant.
As long as none of the moons are brother
My nickname in high school.
Was gas giants?
So
To answer your
we
question
are in
from
a
the beginning
mood.
of the session, Will, no, we did not get it out of our
We did not.
system.
we are in a mood tonight, chat.
Happy fucking Friday.
Happy Friday. And this is without alcohol.
Friday. It's true. I'm totally sober right now.
All right. Well, that's me. I guess the only other thing I may want to check in on. Vim.
Yeah.
First of all, how is Vim looking?
Yeah. How is
Vim's-
Vim doing?
Vim's looking fine.
Okay. He's been a
Looking
little
totally normal. I noticed nothing different about
Yeah.
Vim.
Totally normal.
Okay.
he's feeling a little jumpy. He's feeling a little like something's amped, but he doesn't know what it is, so he's just going with it.
Have you received any correspondence from Peaceful Peas Blossom?
I was thinking about that, and no. The answer is no. I haven't heard anything. Still debating on whether that thing was worth anything, but I don't know. I don't know how long it would take for them to go wherever to get information and come back.
It
Also,
has been
we
fair
were in
bit
a
of
different
time.
dimension, and I don't know if that complicates that or not.
Oh, that is true. Will, how much time passed when we were in that other dimension?
Like a week.
So it was not an equivalent amount of time. Good to know. Good to know.
Time moves
No.
faster when the universe is nearing its end.
Haven't heard a thing.
The other one, not this one.
Okay. Just gonna slide right back on that.
But yeah, I haven't heard anything. I don't know. Still not sure exactly what information given. Still not sure what to think about what heard from that other doctor. I don't know. It's all weird.
Yeah. Yeah, it is weird. Hopefully we hear back from her soon because I don't have any additional headway on that.
Well, I just keep moving on, and then if something pops up, it does. I mean, the only other way I could conceive to maybe get answers is to go there, but I still don't quite. I still don't
We
know
do not
because
currently have a means to go into the Feywild at present.
well, I also don't know because where I was before and where I left weren't quite the same, and I don't know what's what with that exactly, but yeah, I mean, other than that, it's just waiting on little fairy to come back and hopefully be useful.
I will continue to search for ways to get through to the Feywild and see if we cannot make our own headway on that. Good talk. She leaves. That's all for me.
All right. Does anyone else have anything they'd like to do while traveling?
Rash is making a list of potential, like, ingredient options that she could possibly, like, she goes specifically to Nito, and or Darius, and is just like, all right, what are some ingredients from this planet that you cannot get anywhere else but on this planet? And she's got her little, like, grocery list.
Horizon leaf. I know I've had trouble finding that.
Horizon leek.
Yes.
Leek?
Leaf.
Leaf. Horizon leaf.
The closest thing I could say is it's a slightly more milky kale.
Milky kale.
Yeah, like you know how
Interesting.
dandelion's leaves are a little bit milky.
Interesting. All right.
You keep
I will
saying milk.
search for that.
Milky. Milk.
Milk.
You're not saying the same thing I'm saying.
That in fairness, that I think that is an accent thing.
I'll let that one pass. That one I'll let pass.
I think there's a whole skit about this. I have to find it. Hold on. Can please
Why are my
ignore
bones so
me?
brittle? I always drink plenty of milk. Rich in vitamin R?
All right, so we have Horizon Leaf. Anything else?
The description
Any
of
special
milky leaf is
desserts?
what's saying.
Anything I should look
things were coming to mind, but I suddenly feel very judged. Strange.
No worries, I'll ask Darius.
I've lost my train of thought.
Sounds like the ingredients there are a little salty.
No, I just completely lost my train of thought as to like what ingredients are on this planet that aren't available anywhere else.
Amazing.
It's less,
I'm like,
it's less salty,
kind of.
more train derailment. Thanks, McKenna.
What kind of fruits?
There's a very interesting dragon fruit derivative. But instead of it being like the shape of our dragon fruit, it's like several smaller orbs. It's like grapes, but sized dragon fruits.
Okay. Grape-sized dragon fruits.
Cautious. But I must say, we probably don't even need to bother with that. And Darius pulls out a little piece of paper. He wrote something down. It's like, for most of my life, I've enjoyed a wonderful delicacy from my homeworld. It's very simple to make. I think you would love it. And he hands you a little tiny recipe. It's like 3 ingredients, and it's a recipe for like a very boring fish gruel.
Delicacy.
I mean, Rash takes it.
I mean,
She looks at it.
I had that at least once a day, possibly more than once, most of my life at the monastery. It was wonderful.
Interesting. I will look for this too.
Oh, yes.
Gotta be careful though. That particular recipe is my own slight deviation of it. It's a little spicy. I add some salt.
Rash is willing herself to hold it in.
Nito just
She
says
can
like,
tell
oh, here.
that.
Darius, I will correct the recipe. I'll add the corrections to the recipe for Rash. You see
Darius
Nito,
looks confused.
You see Nito take it. It's like I'm just giving her the version of the recipe that is how it's meant to be served. And she just hands you back saying, "Please, for the love of God, I'm trying to get this flavor palette off of them. Do not make this."
Oh.
I see these corrections. They look much better and more balanced. And she pockets that and like,
Not so spicy.
Like everything in Rash just holding back because she could see that Darius is excited to share a recipe with her, and she's usually all for that and wants to encourage that behavior. But she's looking at this bland ass shit.
To be fair, it's a fish you've never heard of.
So you don't know
I mean,
what that
she's gonna
fish
go
tastes
find
like.
the fish. What's the fish?
What's the fish, Matt?
Yeah,
The
Matt, what's
ordinary-
Yeah,
the
what's
fish?
the fish, Matt?
What's
It's
the
the
fish,
ordinary fish.
The ordinary fish. I'm writing that down.
Matt? The
Well,
ordinary
I mean, the proper name I think is the humble fish,
The
but
humble fish.
that seems a little pretentious.
Amazing.
Yeah, I don't
Amazing.
trust anything that calls itself humble.
I mean,
Yeah,
to
that
be
sounds
fair,
like
the
a
fish
humble
doesn't call itself
ragfish.
that.
The gills have the gills on the fish's head are very interesting because they make this like little fedora shape.
God.
Ugh. Ugh.
What are these noises?
I will
that are
gladly
happening
go
So now we
simultaneously?
know it
Fish.
tastes like stale ramen and dandruff.
No, new plan. I'm gonna
How does-
skewer the fish
No, that's
violently.
the-
How
That's
does dandruff taste, McKenna?
That's the milady fish.
You tell me.
The milady
You said-
fish.
The lady fish. God.
Anyway, she adds the fish to the list because she's gonna see if she can actually do something exciting with it. But
There
she adds
is-
it to the list.
There is actually a particular spice that is available on this planet. That's interesting.
Oh,
It's a mixture of like several peppers that have been dried and ground up into a flake.
Nice.
Yeah. And it's simply called spice on the planet. Like it's like one of the few spices that's like commonly used. It's like an allspice type of thing for this planet.
excellent.
So it would
Oh, I
probably
don't
be.
spice.
So you could probably call it Nivorak spice.
Nivorax is getting more and more interesting.
Oh, I
Bit
hope not.
spicy.
But yeah, that's what you got. Shall we
Excellent.
return to prayer, Darius?
Looks at my
Rash
watch.
scuttles out of the room.
It's actual
Fast.
prayer.
Have fun, you two. Be safe.
Next time, I'm making a character that is just
Double entendre.
yeah, it's like, oh, hello, darlings. You're looking delicious today.
I can't wait for that character. Please.
My thighs are a quiver.
Ew! Ew!
We deserve it.
As Matt,
You do.
We deserve it.
as Matt makes a only slightly more horny Maximilian Pegasus.
Bad boy.
Oh my god. I haven't thought of Maximilian Pegasus in a minute.
I
What
think
a
about him
just
every day.
brought him up the other day.
Yeah.
It was
Honestly,
very
Maximilian Pegasus would make a great, like, drag costume. If someone were to do Maximilian Pegasus but make it drag,
Mm-hmm.
shit. You right.
Yeah.
like, that'd be a good look. Most of the Yu-Gi-Oh characters would actually come
Yeah.
to think of it.
Well, most of the Yu-Gi-Oh like
I'm surprised I have
Oh,
not
God.
seen my Valentine drag queen.
the one character
Really?
from Yu-Gi-Oh GX, the professor.
Oh.
Oh,
No,
The
not
guy
the
with
not
cats?
not the one with the gears. Not the one that uses the
Oh.
gear cards.
The one with the cat?
Yeah.
isn't it Banner?
Is
Professor
it?
Banner?
Might be. With the cat pharaoh.
If
Growl.
The one with the long hair?
The Slifer Red like dorm dad.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
one that's like.
Oh my god, it is
giving
Banner. Why
hot
the
It is
fuck?
Professor
Professor.
Banner.
Of course I like them.
Bad boy.
Ah,
Yeah,
Banner.
if only they had blonde hair. Anyway, continuing on.
I feel like I earn points for that
Yes, you do.
of
You
the
earn,
of the hero.
no,
variant.
you earn will points. They're like hero points, but completely useless.
Wow.
And I don't get a hero point for talking about quivering things.
No, Matthew.
No. Every time I take a goddamn sip of my drink.
Something quivers, and then it's just a problem.
We need to stop saying that word.
Oh, so now it's other people who get to bring up words I don't like.
Amazing.
Moving right along. Matt, you said you wanted to show Nito around the ship.
Not at anything like specific, just while we're on the voyage or something, just take her throughout the ship, point out little things I fixed, little things I found neat, and try and, like, at one point to get her to put her hand on the ship and try and get the ship to, I don't know, like, gently warm the section of the hull that she's touching or something. You know, showing off, like, this wonderful ship to my favorite person in the universe.
Fair enough.
Cute.
She's very impressed by your ship, Matt.
Well, not my ship.
Oh, she
just
makes it a
the
point to be like, yes, your ship is very impressive, hon.
I kind of, when she's out of earshot, I put my hand on the wall. I don't mean it that way. I don't mean it that way. I think of you as a friend, not as a possession. You're a beautiful, independent ship, and you don't need no
Captain?
owner. I don't know.
Captain.
Well, I mean,
Well,
a
if
navigator might be
Darius is in the chair, it'd be Cat Chin.
That just makes me think it's a cat in a tin.
Darius is always going to be downstairs yelling how we can't jettison the core. I cannot do it, Captain.
Odd.
Anyway. Does anyone else have anything they'd like to do while traveling? Otherwise, there's one scene that I wanted to do on the way there. Luna.
What?
Millis is going to pull you aside.
Haven't heard from her in a hot minute.
And she's going to bring you into her quarters. She's going to sit you down on a chair. And then she's just going to stare at you for a second.
Oh, okay.
And then she's going to say, Luna,
Yes.
I have ideas. Now, hear me out.
Okay.
Okay, so I, as you all know, may or may not have cameras following you all for content reasons. And I saw a lovely moment in my latest edit between you and Evie. And for a number of our viewers, they're very happy that ship has sailed.
Oh, we were always on this ship.
Yes.
Well, from the moment that we were on this ship, which wasn't always.
Yes, but we have a number of people offering you and Evie free accommodation at places.
You mean like free stuff?
Free special date activities. Now, I'm going to bring this up with Evie too, but I want to get each of yours opinions on it alone.
Oh, okay.
There's been like a number of restaurants, there's been a number of stores, there's been a number of activity centers that wish to get their hands on the two of you. So I was just curious, what do you enjoy doing for leisure, Luna? Like, are you a sporty girl? Are you a loungy girl? Like, what's your vibe?
You were asking what I like to do for fun?
Yes, like,
I don't remember.
all right. It appears as though I may have started with the wrong person.
Oh,
But I like spending time with Evie, and I like fighting. Although that
Okay.
might
Don't
something
don't
to
fight
unpack
the
at
people you
some
date.
point. No, I don't want to fight Evie. I want to fight to help protect Evie. Not that Evie needs protecting, but it makes me feel kind of cool when I can protect her. But she is also capable.
I mean,
and
the fact that you don't assume she's incapable means that's
I like
probably not something you need to
eating.
unpack, but you're good.
Rash makes really good food. I like shopping. Although sometimes I forget to pay. But don't put that one on the camera. It's not on.
shoplifting.
Oh no, this is completely private between the two of us. I'm just trying to figure out I'm going to make a list of potential first date sponsors that might be interested in having you all.
And I like going places. It's been really fun getting to see all of these different planets and moons, mostly when things aren't trying to kill us, but sometimes when they are.
Oh. All right, I think I may have the perfect thing for you and Evie then. She just kind of smiles.
Okay, great. What is it?
It's a location, a date idea for the two of you. There is a restaurant that had shown interest in having the two of you attend one of their dinners, but it's a very special restaurant. What it does is it uses planar technology to transport the outside of the areas of the restaurant, like cameras, to basically create views of completely different worlds for each course, where each food is served from that homeworld.
That was a lot of words that I did not understand, but okay.
Yeah.
If you think she will like it, then I trust you.
I'll talk to Evie about it, but I think the two of you might enjoy it, and I'm sure all they'd ask is like to take a few pictures of you enjoying the food.
Oh, that will not be hard because I like food.
There you go. All right, but yeah. Otherwise, unless anyone else has anything they want to take care of, we will make it to Niverax.
Not Evie and Luna becoming content creators.
Listen, lesbians TikTok
Amazing.
would absolutely benefit.
Oh, they'd
Luna and
eat this
Evie.
up.
Oh, 100%.
There's like the van life lesbians, but this is like spaceship life.
Yeah.
Stuffing.
Also keep in
Spaceship
mind-
life lesbians.
In space, TikTok is called Spickspock.
You know.
Spickspock.
I don't think you can call it that.
No, I don't think we can call it that.
I
don't think we can call
I
it
really
that.
don't think you can call it
Legally.
No,
I'm-
just for the first
No.
half. I don't think
Yeah,
you can call
Google
it
the
that.
first
Oh,
word.
I didn't
Yeah.
even think of that.
Yeah, Matt.
I didn't think of that.
No.
Oh, I'm missing something entirely.
Yes,
I will
you are.
entirely
That's
take
okay.
your word for it.
It's an
Google
obscure
it,
one.
Matt.
It's an obscure one.
Google it.
Don't Google it.
No, don't. It's a slur. We don't use that.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Also, Millis mining the pink girls for content.
Listen, depending on what Millis gives Evie to drink before, depending if she can convince Rash to like make some like specific drinks or food before the date, Evie could be a walking lesbian
Easily.
pride flag.
Easily. She could easily convince Rash for this. You would not have to roll a goddamn
Nope.
thing.
No, like what can I say? Outside stream, most sapphic TTRPG streams on the internet. I feel confident in saying that.
I'm working overtime to make that happen, y'all. I promise.
Hey, I gave Honey a very good set of gay panic last week.
Oh, we love the gay panic.
But in all seriousness, as the planet is approaching view, it will appear on scanners. Like the ship does like a little thing where it does like the drop down a scan, and the image of the planet is very interesting because Matt, the description that was given earlier of the ball of yarn planet is actually very fitting. Except instead of mountains making the ridges and making like these like several ball of yarn circles, it is structures that have been built up. These like gorgeous sort of, not even halos, but like a continuous sort of like a sphere, a continuous sort of sphere that just goes around itself. It's like a singular line. Like imagine a ball of yarn, right?
Imagine a banana,
But
except
now,
don't because it's nothing like
instead
that.
of the ball of yarn being like a solid thing, imagine like as the yarn progresses, there's like buildings and everything built on there.
Don't ask where we get our water.
Oh no, there's a planet. It's just that there's been so much built up over top of the planet because these people are very industrious. And as you're approaching, you can see like the general vibe of this planet. looking at some of the architecture, it is a mixture of Grecian and Art Deco. There are pillars, like gorgeous like white pillars that go into these like multi-story buildings that have like these like wonderful bits jutting out of them. If you could imagine like a Greek temple but make it Art Deco, that is the entirety of this planet.
Hey.
Yeah. And yeah, as you all approach, Nito kind of gives you docking coordinates for the area that that her and Darius called home. There's no like central docking base. So there's several smaller ones, and you're able to easily get permissions. As you are landing, you can see the people working at this sort of space dock. There are a number of folks in very interesting attire. It is once again a mixture of like Art Deco and Greek fashion. So like there are these like gorgeous sort of like wraps that have these like extended filigree all over them. Like it is, it's very pretty. It's very pretty to look at.
I mean, it's not all so ostentatious. The monastery is, I think, very simple.
Yes, that is fair. But most of the planet you can see, like, other than like a few like spots that are more religious, most of the people have sort of that level of ostentatious.
Why
Yeah.
does the monastery feel that they should not be as fancy?
Pretty.
Utilitarianism?
But for what purpose?
I suppose because the inverse has less purpose. Or I don't mean to cautious. I don't mean to denigrate anyone who puts the time and effort into fancier forms of artistry, but the order that we belong to believes more in
Function over form.
yes, and excellent function is in itself a form of beauty. Make something that runs or is just constructed really well, the simplicity, but the solidness of it in itself is beautiful. You make
So then
a really good hammer.
are
if
different
Sorry, go ahead.
are different forms of creation not seen as equal within the eyes of the church?
I mean,
If something required the same amount of work but was more visually appealing than it was functional, would one be upheld more than the other, even if they required the same amount of work to create?
clarification that it is not that one is more valued than the other. That's just not how we do things. We are just more concerned with ensuring that our creations are functioning as to the best as possible with the least amount of extraneousness.
I imagine a lot of your priests have cargo pants.
I don't know what that is.
There
They have
are
lots of functional pockets.
I
That's
mean,
the
Many,
How would
many
a centaur wear
that's-
cargo pants?
That's the saddlebags.
that's the saddlebag.
Not all of them can be centaurs.
Is this the planet?
sure
of
these ones are.
No, it's
Cathars?
this. Yeah, this is
yeah.
this is
The planet, maybe, but there are many religions that have many different acolytes from different planets.
No, I
so why
imagine-
would this be no different?
I imagine there's probably a minority of the people in the temple because
Also,
outside of
now I
character, I'm
wanna...
saying it is a very stuffy. It is a pretty stuffy order. So not only is hard to attract people from our own people, but getting people visiting the planet to like, oh yes, come visit this new world. Now join this order where you have to make hammers for 5 years before you get to be an apprentice, and you eat fish gruel several times a day.
I
But
mean,
the work is
I
its
as a
own
trap
would
world.
person,
love
you
to
might.
see.
But
I would love to see cargo
the-
pants on a cat centaur.
But the prayer.
I mean, the
Prayer.
prayer
You
is,
get
the
to-
prayer
you
is
get
of
to-
high quality.
You get to pray
But you get to
all day.
pray a lot.
Are there other followers of the spark that uphold other types of creation?
Yes, there's a number of sects. There is specifically a sect that is now when I say opposed, I do not mean we actively have conflict with each other, but they are opposed to us ideologically. We do not have conflict. There is no, we are better than you, you are better than us, fight, fight, fight. But there is a disagreement on the spark and how we should view it. They view it as a form being more important than function. They've produced some of the most beautiful sculptures and, by our order's standards, useless art pieces that are on the planet.
I'm now picturing a shadow war between people with hammers and people with chisels.
Oh, we don't talk
It
about
seems
the.
like we have some fun destination spots for statues.
Yes,
we don't talk about
there's
the
a number
chisel
of,
heresy.
Yes, there was a whole thing, the chisel heresy.
We don't like to talk about it.
Yes.
Chisel heresy.
Well, they're made for destroying, not for creating.
You could creatively destroy. I
Now,
have seen
we-
many of my grandchildren do this.
Nito, darling, we've had this discussion before, and the whole the ongoing discussion about what part destruction plays into creation, but we shouldn't drag everyone else into that. That'll take hours.
That's very fair. But yes, as you have all landed, basically the ship's like comes down, and you are all immediately greeted by 8 cat centaurs. All of them in full combat uniforms with rifles
Nice.
drawn.
Oh, not
Oh,
nice.
This is fun.
And one of them starts stepping forward
You said they were friendly.
calmly.
Did they get the
I actually
memo?
never said that.
Did they get the memo? We are not wanted anymore.
Calmly, please allow us to inspect your ship upon entering.
Inspect how?
Clarification. We are searching for smuggling compartments and a number of missing peoples.
Oh?
That should not be a problem on our ship then. Although that is
I looked-
concerning. Who is missing?
Clarification, we do not know where you have come from, and if you are participating in Mao trafficking, there may be Mao aboard that we would like to check for.
Yes, these two.
I look to Darius to be like, is this normal?
To be fair, I've never returned from off planet before, so I'm not entirely sure, honestly.
I look to Nito.
No, this is very unnormal. The guardsman just kind of blows up.
We have nothing to hide.
Excellent. Mao, go. And like the other guards like run onto the ship. This one's just standing there with you all.
Vim like starts going back in. And it's like I'll go with you. I'm
Yes, you are
just
free
Yes, I'll
to
go
running up.
you are
just
free to
running
accompany
up
them.
Yeah, I'm
Yes.
gonna go in there just to keep an eye on what they're doing.
Yeah. The
I
Mao
will also
basically
go follow.
they basically like put on this like headgear. They take like their helmet, the visor drops down, and you can basically see it. It's essentially an infrared scanner.
Mm.
Oh no, the mimic.
Mhm.
Come back off your ship a few moments later. No Mao detected on the ship other than the 2 passengers.
Mhm.
Good. Apologies. Security is heightened recently due to a number of missing children.
Missing children?
Yes.
Well, why did you not say any sooner? Is there anything we can do to help?
Confidently, this is not a problem for outsiders to be involved in. I'm sure you can understand.
Clarifying, the children are missing from the homeworld.
Correct.
And you're checking to see if they're being brought back?
We are checking all ships. Clarification. In case that some were managed to hide from their captors and they are returning.
Ah, fair enough.
Rash also leans in towards Nito. Do you know anything about this trafficking thing?
No, this is something new. If children are going missing, you said. Yes. Clarification, a local monastery has lost several of its younger members.
Are we sure they didn't just run away? It's like,
I
seems like
elbow them in the little bug ribs.
It could be the fish gruel.
Clarification, they have... Clarification.
They ran away to get more fish gruel?
This monastery's fish school is considered to be the best on the planet.
That is believable.
damning with faint praise. Okay.
May we inquire as to which monastery? As if I even need to ask.
It's just kind of like Spark of Creation, Spark Monastery.
Concerning, and also not actually the name, but I understand what your meaning was.
What is the actual name, Darius?
We can deal with that later.
Oh, okay.
The guards head off. They see another ship, and they just say, "Thank you, enjoy your stay," and they walk off.
Rash turns to the group and she's like, "Well, I sure can't enjoy my stay now. There are children in danger."
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a whole thing. So, I guess that
Concerning is that's not happened before.
Well, let's find Nito's family first.
They may know more.
That is what we came to do.
Precisely.
Then let's go to the Order of the Tempered Heart.
Ah. Order.
That's not necessarily the name of the monastery itself, like not the building, but that is the
but
order.
it is sort of a
kids
compound.
do run away.
More often than not, they do not. Sometimes they run between different monasteries, but that is a part of youth. When in my younger years, I spent much time at the Filigreed Fang monastery for enjoyment.
Oh, interesting. As we walk, I sort of fall back with Vim. I assume he's towards the back of the pack on account of he's got little legs.
Yep. Oh, hey, Vin, do me a favor.
I am
you-
physically the slowest of the group. I'm
Can
pretty
you
sure.
make me
Yeah.
a wisdom save?
Oh,
Wisdom
God.
save, sure. I can attempt a wisdom save.
Go for it.
Uh-oh.
That's a 9.
Cool. Take a level. Take a level of exhaustion for me.
Okay. There's not a way to mark it, but I'll just. put
Oh,
it
I know
here.
what's going on.
They have a casual level of exhaustion.
Oh,
Just a little casual level.
I don't
There's
like
a
that.
trait.
What's that about?
Okay. So, all right. What's up?
How do you think Darius's monastery would feel about you and I as creations?
I think it's a roll of the die. We could either be, like I've said before, we could be like divine beings to them, which is kind of a
Furious
a
typing from
fun-
Will.
which is kind of a fun concept. But then again, I don't know if they're really stuffy types. They might also just not. We might have a lot of, the
Heresy.
non-function parts that they don't like or something. I don't know.
That is my fear as well, that we would be seen as superfluous.
I also like whispering.
And that has been
Well,
We
I
are
think
discussing
technically you're
the-
part
the
of this conversation
efficacy
too.
of our own existence, Luna.
I do not know what efficacy is, but I was also created.
That is true. That is
Yeah,
true.
she is
You
part of
should
this
be a
too.
part of this conversation.
Everyone
We
but
were
Rash has made
discussing.
a test tube.
We were discussing how Darius's monastery might feel about our entire existence.
Oh, Evie, you
Yes.
could shape yourself like a hammer, and then they would like you.
Would that not be seen as blasphemy?
No, it's not a bomb, it's a hammer.
I'll bet though.
It might
Even
be heresy.
Even if
No, you don't have hair, it's okay.
even if his monastery, this is a big planet and there's a lot of people and a lot of construction. Even if his monastery doesn't like it, I'm pretty sure there's one here that we could be their angels. I'm sure we could convince some people to think we're, if that's
You
what we
have
wanted to
A
do.
beautifully optimistic mind sometimes, Vim. I am concerned that we would be seen as heretical beings just by virtue of our own existence.
I mean, I'm
But
sure
I like
some
what
of them.
you are. I like your line of thinking.
Oh, I
better.
see. Some of them will probably would think that, but then I guess we could have like a whole holy war based on us.
I, as well, would just like to clarify that as a general rule, people's baseline existence doesn't make them devalued by other people in the games that I create. So, ka-chow. Anyway.
Ka-chow. This is a specific situation, though, that has
this
less
is
to
not-
do with, like...
You could also just not mention the whole thing.
Mm,
It
but
comes up.
it directly impacts my personal safety, so Evie will be
Does it?
concerned about it.
not-
Potentially, yes.
Are you saying that nobody in this group may end up casually mentioning that some of us were created
Oh, looks
if
at
it
Luna. Everyone
if
looks
it's
at Luna.
tangentially related to the conversation at hand?
Everyone looks at Luna.
All the party's heads just turn.
I don't.
Is there something on my face?
No.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
There's a lot of whispering
Like
happening.
last I checked, none of you are hammers, for instance. Oh, you're a created being? That's neat. Can, were you made in a smithy? No? Okay, well, what's for dinner?
Well, creation can mean a lot of things, and maybe your group doesn't get a little like high concept with it, but some people
If you
might.
are free to search the entirety of my homeworld for
To
a
form a
group
cult.
that will have a problem with this, you are free
No.
to do so.
No, I don't want to search for the ones that have a problem. I want to search for the ones that will worship me.
I mean, that's also potentially a problem.
Yes,
Because they may not want you to leave.
I would also greatly
teach them the
prefer
correct way.
not to cause any holy wars, if I can avoid it.
Yeah, I guess
Although-
you're gonna step on Darius's toes a little bit here.
I have many of them.
Beans.
It's not hard.
Step on his little toe beans.
Although, if we had that sort of support, it might be easier to get back at Valduke Orly.
Oh,
I
see,
do like revenge.
I was thinking maybe a general rule of no holy wars in our honor on Darius's planet, but you're bringing me back with dragon revenge. You're
Put it
bringing
this
me
way.
back around.
Okay. Here's the compromise I think we can make. Perhaps we do not go out of our way to become holy figures and possibly start a holy war in our own image, but if it happens, these such things are often out of our control.
Right, and sometimes you just have to take opportunities where they arise.
Yes, precisely. Good talk.
All right, we're on the same page.
Can Darius make a perception check to see if he catches any of that?
I mean,
There seems to be a lot of whispering happening back there.
That's okay.
Are you guys trying to be subtle?
I was whispering.
Yes, we are whispering.
Well, I did a whoopsie, and now I started a holy war.
Teehee.
Only a 10. I am lost in my wife's eyes.
Yes.
Oh.
Well, there's my stealth check of 26.
It's all the prayer.
Can I
I see
roll
revelation in her eyes.
Of course.
Yeah.
I want to see if I catch any of it. What's that? Wisdom or perception? I mean,
perception.
Perceptione.
Perceptione. If my thing will scroll.
Perception.
Hey!
That was pretty high.
Yeah,
That's
Raj,
pretty high.
Higher than Darius's self.
You probably catch a good amount. Not all of it.
I hear the snippets about the holy war and the worshipping, and I'm like, I am in. she glances over at the group and like makes eye contact with them and just like.
Anyway,
the uprising has begun.
If we start a holy war, perhaps goblin commandos will get more work.
Ooh.
That sounds like war profiteering.
That's literally the goblins in this universe.
Yeah, 100%. Like, I'm sorry, did you miss the part about Rash being chaotic neutral?
Yeah.
Anyway, goblin arms sales aside, you all eventually make your way to a very plain compound. The outside of the monastery area has like a number of high walls on it that have been built up, and there's like a number of these like very basic shingled roofs. Once again, think similar Art Deco sort of flares, but more utilitarian here. Instead of the Art Deco sort of ostentatiousness, it's more of the Grecian pillars and solid building structures. And when you enter the central area of the monastery, there is a number of guards. There's 3 guards who are posted at the front. As Darius and Nito approach, one of them looks very quizzically at you, Darius. Quandary. You have returned.
Clarification, only temporarily to accompany Nito home. She has special circumstances. Once business is concluded, I will be returning to my far wander.
Clarification, I have discovered information on my origins that I wish to speak with my family of. Quandary, guests are with you?
Clarification, these are some traveling companions of mine. They've accompanied, they simply wish to learn more of the Homeworld. I also quickly turn around and just sort of hurriedly whisper to everyone, I hope you guys all appreciate the prefixes everyone is using. Those are for your benefits. We don't need to do that to each other.
Joyfully, welcome.
Appreciation. We are very appreciative of the
grateful. Thank you very much.
You guys don't need to do that. You are all open books. You have no subtlety to your expressions and body language.
I'm just happy.
Luna's ears just like...
I'm just happy.
You can't read me.
You are incredibly easy to read.
Petulantly erases all of her facial features.
That makes it easier to read.
I'm just happy that Evie's not randomly patting down the Mao.
are the elves. Those are the
Yeah.
elves.
But yeah.
Plus, it would take so long to pat all the way around.
Oh my god.
You all are given entry to the monastery. Matt, nothing
probably
has
enjoy it.
really changed since Darius left. They've actually added a
Wonderful.
couple open air forges.
Ooh.
That they have.
Cool.
Very top of the line, very nice stuff. You see a number of apprentices making hammers.
That's nice.
Yes. The clanging of metal can be constantly heard throughout the monastery. It is a magical effect. You can hear it whenever someone is smithing. You can hear it throughout the entirety of the monastery.
Is that so? If
Luna will
somebody's smithing,
actually like plug her ears.
It's very loud.
is that so? If somebody's smithing, you can go out and be like all kind of geeking out with them over them making stuff.
That's cute.
I'm sorry, I don't understand the question. Repeat that?
Like, is the whole thing where you can always hear somebody if they're smithing? Is that sound made to where you can hear everywhere, so you can like go and be and just like be all like gushing over what each other is making?
No.
Nito
Okay.
will speak up. Clarification. And you can all notice, you don't even need to make an insight check. Once she got back onto the Homeworld, Nito has been has changed the way she outwardly sort of acts. Clarification. Many people in this sect find the sounds of smithing calming. It is meant to be an aid, a relaxation. It is a quality of life.
Huh. Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Can I quickly fashion some like earplugs for Luna's bunny ears?
Yeah.
Out of...
They're very sensitive.
The gross person in me wants to say slime.
Rash
but I'm
takes
sure I
her-
have some sort of alchemical.
I hate to put this forward, but at the moment, Vim can produce silk.
Vim, explain to me where it comes from.
We don't need to talk about that. You don't need to worry about that.
Yeah, you see Evie like digging through her bags. I know I can make earplugs out of something,
And then just
Vim
Vim's like
goes,
holding
"Don't
some
ask."
silk out. This is a thing I had.
Oh, thank you. Where did you procure this from?
The place that it came from.
Oh,
Strictly speaking, true.
understood. I prestidigitate it immediately. And I fashioned some bunny rabbit ear sized earplugs for Miss Luna.
Luna, you can add a pair of Vim silk earplugs to your inventory.
I'm gonna call them silk earplugs.
Vim silk
Thank you,
earplugs.
Ben. Yeah, my sheet's not gonna say that.
They give you advantage against auditory spells.
Hey.
For saving throws.
Oh.
There are a
They
lot of them.
They'll be one of a kind too, because once he changes, he can't do that anymore.
Oh.
Limited time only.
Yeah.
So,
Probably
Flash
very
sale.
expensive.
Probably. I mean, truly. Especially considering he's like, technically an
one-of-a-kind
extinct creature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
at
Yeah.
least in
Pretty
this
much.
version of the universe. Moving on. As you continue to make your way deeper into the monastery, Darius and Neo lead you towards the central building. The Mao at the gate cast a spell to basically let Nito's family know she had returned. And yeah, when you arrive, you see a very dark-haired older Mao, as well as a calico Mao. Basically sitting at a table waiting for you all. Joyful, I have returned, family.
It is lovely to meet Nito's family. Hello, hello.
The two of them say at the same time, joyful. It is good to see that the two of you are safe. Looking towards Darius.
We do our best.
Offering, there are a number of seats here for you and your friends if you'd like to speak. Apologies, we have been busy as of late and are not all, and they're saying this all at the same time, all well together right now.
All we heard about the children.
Mournfully, there have been a number of children from this sect and many others that have gone missing.
It was very concerning, and we are sorry for that. I am sure I speak for everyone here when I say if there is anything we can do, we will help.
Grateful. If not for Darius and Nito's attachment to your group, we would not accept it.
And I suppose it is a lucky thing that we are part of Darius' cohort. I'm grateful.
Clarification, there is no need for you all to take up that additional mantle. We do so we can communicate with you more easily.
Earnestly, I don't mind. I feel like it's rude if only one of us is doing it.
Understandably. Understandable.
Oh, I brought this
We should go.
housewarming gift basket for you and yours. Yes, I agree with Evie. I think we shall leave you to your family time.
One of the Mao that's behind you, they appear to be like an acolyte, says, questioning, if you would all like, I could provide you with a tour of the facility.
That would be amazing. I would love a tour.
I would also enjoy a tour. Grateful.
Questioning, I noticed the plugs in your ears. Do you find the enchantment uncomfortable?
Well, she has very sensitive ears.
Then allow me, please allow me, offering, to exclude you from it. And they walk up towards Luna and they do like a symbol, like they basically draw an outline of the spark on your shoulder with their finger, and then the banging is gone. Offering, would anyone else like to be excluded from the enchantment?
That is so much better.
Yes, please.
As they
I do not mind it. I am used to rowdy children.
You see them taking their time on Evie's, and then they stop, and then it's gone for Evie as well. Apologies.
I just want to poke Evie.
Apologies. Very interesting texture.
Confused. Thank you?
Clarification. Compliment.
Thank you.
How old does the acolyte look?
In Mao years, 16.
Oh,
A little teenager.
baby.
Baby.
Pulls out a snack pack. It's basically like a little Chex Mix pack, basically.
Mournfully, I cannot accept. I am currently fasting for religious reasons.
Well, how about this? You keep it for when you are not fasting, and it will be a reward for later.
Respectfully, thank you. And they take it, and they put it into what appears to be a sort of belt pouch.
That's fun.
Yeah.
I show off my bandolier. One of your masters created this for me. I don't know if you know our friend Darius. And I show off my spice bandolier.
I I have not earned the title master.
Yes.
Oh,
Oh.
just kidding.
Respectfully.
Whichever I use whichever title he's given us for what he
Acolyte.
holds.
Acolyte.
Acolyte. One of your fellow acolytes made this for me.
Respect jealously. Darius's works are quite renowned, and many here respect their craftsmanship.
We are all very grateful for Darius and his work.
Hurriedly, allow me to show you the monastery so you may explore it.
Okay.
Darius. Nito's family sits across me at the table. And Nito takes a moment and just kind of like grabs you by the hand. Query. I am not yours. And the two of them share a glance. And then they look towards Nito and they simply say, no. But, while you are not ours by the spark's will, you are ours by our own. They just kind of like reach over. And this is like a very rare thing. Physical sort of reassurance is very rare for this family. So Darius seeing this is like a once in a blue moon option that sort of happens as the two of them reach over and just take Nito by the hand and hold it. How did you discover this? Nito just looks at Darius.
It is a long story.
I went home and found my way to the place I came from.
Maybe not that long.
Another planet? Perhaps? No. In wild space, I found myself pushed into another version of this universe, very much like our own, but different. If not for Darius, I would not have made it back to you. They both look at you, Darius. Thank you.
There's no need for thanks.
The two of you return at troubled times. And
We are
while
hearing
you
this,
are
yes.
on your far wander, perhaps you can use some of what you've learned to help us while you are here.
There is even the smallest chance we will grasp at it.
Many of the children who resided at the monastery have gone missing, and it is not just this one alone. Often abducted at night without a trace. We are yet to find anything. The rooms are left as they are. Their journals are left as they are. Everything is normal.
Has anyone contacted? I don't know what the local term would be necessary, but police?
The coterie has been looking into this for some time. It is not just our monastery that has lost children. And unfortunately, the age of the missing is increasing every day. In addition to that, there is a new sect of the Spark that has popped up. That has been quite frankly, disturbing to hear about. They are a tight-knit group. Many people cannot find where they meet, but from what rumor says, they are a group of worshippers who believe that everything that can be made has been made, and without the destruction of the universe, nothing new will come to pass.
Well, I don't wish to being disrespectful to people I don't know, but that sounds crazy.
Yes, the Nihility Spark is what they are calling it.
I don't care for that.
We were going to save these for when you returned, but since you are here... Boop. Perhaps it is best we give them to the two of you now. And from the box that they have, they are going to produce a new earring for you and Nito.
Oh.
It is a earring of ceremony.
What
Well,
wonderfully understated craftsmanship.
While you wear the earring of ceremony, you will be under the effects of the ceremony spell, specifically the wedding ceremony.
It's a good one.
Without the time limit attached to it.
Oh, dang.
So as long as you're within X feet of Nito, you will get that AC bonus, and you'll be able to communicate and know the things.
Oh. Nito's staring at my butt. I will be aware.
Not quite. Whoa, we're still on the map.
Yes. Put a picture of a ball of yarn on the screen.
Yeah. To give you the spell effects that you will be given. Each target gets a +2 bonus while they're to their AC while within 30 feet of each other. And you can benefit from this right again only if you are widowed. But because it is constantly active, you are fine.
Well, that was a very generous gift. I imagine it took some time to craft that particular item, and I accept the gift, at least on my behalf, in the spirit in which it was produced. Thank you.
Thank you. And Nito will take it and accept hers as well. While that is going on, tour time. With
College campus tour.
yes, basically with Acolyte Naziro. Nazurio Naziro. Yes, so joyfully welcome to our monastery. Though you are not members, I will give you a tour of a sort of a truncated nature, as I know that Nito's and Darius's meeting will most likely go on for some time. If there's anything in particular you would like to see, feel free to tell me. And apologies if I am not as knowledgeable as the Mao you are used to interacting with. Darius and Nito are craftspeople of the highest order who, upon their return from their far wandering, are expected to be quite prominent members of our order.
Oh, they are very talented. And
Yeah,
cool.
Darius made me this, and he just That's the container that he's carrying around that's full of very explosive liquid.
Oh, very
Take the
high,
container.
highly functional.
Yeah. So far, so good.
Yes.
Hasn't sprung a
Don't
leak.
think I have anything that Darius.
We are very proud of Darius.
But
I
he keeps
would-
the ship nice.
Clarification, I would expect nothing less from Darius. They are a master of many crafts.
No, what?
If you want, you
How
can make
long
an
do you-
insight check.
Ooh. I
Yeah.
Oh,
That's a
such
9.
such a bad roll.
10.
We can't read shit.
Rash, you
Yeah. Which
Rash,
makes
you know how
sense.
sometimes teenagers like look up to, you know, sometimes young kids look up to like 18-year-olds.
Oh, yeah.
This kid is a Darius stan.
Oh.
They're quite the adoring fan.
He's
That's
gonna
really
die.
cute.
The things
Oh.
you could tell this kid.
Like what?
I mean,
Well, I am
or
sure
just
that
the things you could tell.
Darius would be very happy to hear how well you are held in how well you hold him in your esteem.
Yes, there is a tale among us, clarification, of once that Darius spent several days in prayer alone.
I'm sure he has. Rash is keeping it PG for the teenager.
Yes, he
It's
he
prayer.
is often meditating.
He spends a lot of time.
Quite a bit of time
Meditating.
meditating.
Please, I am glad Darius has become even more devout during their far wander.
Has he ever asked any of
long?
you to join him in prayer?
No, he usually wants us to get out of his room.
Yes.
Understandable.
Who said
Prayer is a very self-indulgent and self-inward thinking item for us.
That's a way to say it.
All right.
How long do most far wanders last?
A query. It depends upon the person taking it. I would assume for Darius it will last for some time. They are quite the perfectionist in all things. Until they feel
makes
they
sense.
have
You can say that again.
until they feel they have met the requirements of the far wander to its fullest, they will most likely not return again.
How long would you think that when the time comes your far wander will be?
Clarification. I do not yet know. Perhaps a year, perhaps less. It entirely depends upon the inspirations I am given.
Interesting. Now, what is your favorite part of the monastery?
There is a lovely tower that I enjoy looking from. Embarrassed, it is a tad form. It is a tad form rather than function, but I enjoy.
You like the view, is what you're saying.
I enjoy the way the city looks.
There is nothing wrong with that.
That is a nice tower. I like that tower.
They will actually
That does sound fun.
They will actually take you to the tower, and it's very nice. It is a glass. It's a very simple tower that has like a glass top at the top of it, and like when you're in there, you can see a whole bunch of the city. You can see several like of the other sort of parts of the built section, like that ball of yarn analogy I gave, like swirling over it, and you can just see like this. Imagine like a city on all sides of you. It is
a beautiful view.
Each of the streets has its own personalized gravity. There are monasteries located throughout a number of them that are used as sites for that gravity to be held in place. Underneath this monastery, there is a gravity generator. Interesting.
That sounds very important.
Clarification, it is off limits to all but the highest ranking smiths, but...
Oh.
Okay, now everyone pile in front of this, and she gathers everyone to pile in front of the window
I do.
overlooking the view. She's like,
Mhm.
all right, now everyone smile. Takes a little Polaroid of everybody.
Oh.
She takes 2 so she can send 1 off to her family in the Marred Poppy.
Oh.
Little postcard.
Enjoyment. Oh, Joy, please allow me to show you to our cafeteria. We are told we have the best one on the planet. You can enjoy some of our famous fish gruel. And they begin leading you.
I knew that's where that was going.
I'm a vegetarian. Do you have plant-based options too?
Clarification, yes, we have impossible fish.
And that is different than the humble fish.
Yes.
It's impossible.
Rash is
But if it is
screaming in her
impossible,
head.
how do you have... That is pondering.
That is its colloquial name. Some people also call it the improbable fish. Clarification.
One, maybe call it the inconceivable fish.
Clarification. Inconceivable is used to describe a very particular drink often used to poison people.
Oh, I do not think that meant what I thought it meant.
It also means things that cannot be conceived of. That is a very strange definition of it.
Clarification. It is a strange colloquialism.
Understood.
Maya looks so mad at me for that. Moving right along, you're brought to the dining hall, where there's a number of benches set up, and when you arrive, you see a number of Mao cooking, and your guide goes and collects you each a bowl of fish gruel. For Luna, the impossible fish gruel.
I tap the Acolyte's shoulder. Would it be possible for me to go and explore the kitchen at all? I would love to see how your facilities are set up, especially given
There are spices everywhere.
Joyfully,
that your monastery and
you are welcome to do so, but please enjoy your meal before it becomes cold.
Of course. She
There's a straight up fish head in it.
Oh, that part is fine. She's more worried about the bland part. Rash will scoop a bite up and taste it.
What's Rash's favorite food?
Rash. I imagine Rash would really enjoy like if she's dining out, a fancy meal for her would be a very, very spicy curry, a spicy red curry is probably a red or green curry.
That is that is what it tastes like.
Oh,
Really?
Oh, this is not what I expected, I will admit, but this is quite good. And she scarfs that whole fish head in. She slurps the eyeball and everything.
As she should.
Yep.
Okay, Evie will tuck in. I think everyone was just sort of waiting for Rash,
Evie, as you eat it, it's flavorless.
Oh. I'm confused, Rash. I thought that you liked more flavorful food.
What does here? Switch bowls with me. See if this makes a difference. Okay. Maybe they used more spice in mine.
Evie tastes exactly the same.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I taste Evie's bowl to make sure that hers is all right.
Tastes bloody amazing, Rash. Best thing you ever had.
Evie, I don't understand. You usually have such good taste buds. This tastes delicious. Are you sick?
I don't
She
know.
gauges. She tries to gauge the slime. She pulls out like a thermometer, a grandma thermometer from her bag, and sticks it in the slime.
Sticks it in
Vim,
Evie.
are you chowing down, Vim?
No, because Vim's kind of confused and paranoid, so there's a little bit of like, did they do something
Fair enough.
to this?
Luna, are you going to chow down?
Yes, she will try.
It is
think I
also
understand.
flavorless.
I think I understand. My character doesn't.
Like, it doesn't taste bad. It's just flavor. Not really flavorful.
Does
Luna, are you feeling well?
Bland.
does it appear like either of the are like being sick from it, or they just don't
No,
like it?
it's just bland. Kind of
Not
dull.
bad. It just doesn't taste like anything.
Vim, your turn.
Do
Just take a
I
little bite.
have
She
to?
scoops up a
Here
bite and
comes
like
the
airplanes
airplane.
it. Airplanes it.
Vim, what would Vim's favorite food be?
I don't know. Because he mostly eats everything.
Well, it is a flavor profile that Vim finds really appealing.
Well, no, I'm very confused. This you wouldn't think this is good, but this is actually pretty good. So what's
No, that cannot.
Well,
it does not
the
taste
thermometer
like
says
anything.
that there is nothing physically wrong with Evie, and there's nothing wrong that
Mentally.
I can see with the food.
Is our tour guide still with us?
He's gone off. He's quickly eating.
If
Something.
it's only you two, I think the only thing that has changed is
It's
the
that
little
this food
your
is
little
homophobic.
your little tattoo on your.
Somebody clip that. Somebody clip that right now.
Oh my god,
2
fucking
hours.
Rosalie.
2 hours,
Not
10
the
minutes. Somebody please clip that.
that was
Not the
amazing.
food being
The food
homophobic.
is homophobic.
That was
Oh, boy.
amazing.
God.
Yeah, me as the player had one theory, but that theory got blown out the window. So now I
Right,
don't
if
know
it was
what's-
like maybe something to do with us being like creative
Right.
individuals.
No, I think I know what well, the only thing that has changed between you two and us two is the ringing.
Oh,
You
do you
guys did
have
not
to
want to
hear
hear the
that?
ringing.
Oh.
I don't know what that has to do with anything, but that's the only difference I can find.
No, that could definitely be
That is
it
an
too.
excellent theory, Rash.
That could also.
To know that Darius's charge is not homophobic.
But in the meantime, all right. And she takes both of your bowls. Since you two cannot taste what we have been tasting, and she starts spicing up your meals for you.
That could also. It makes me wonder if there's a more insidious thing to that. Like, is the ringing also making other things seem more acceptable? But if you don't hear the ringing, it's not as accept. That could be a weird kind of messing with people's heads to keep them hear thing.
That's true.
When in Nivarax, it seems kind of interesting, no?
Interesting and also mildly concerning.
I'm just saying you could use like magic like that to do some pretty nefarious stuff.
This
It's
is
no
also-
water torture.
Yeah?
Is that the line?
Darius, it's at this point that you are brought with Nito back to the group. Nito is wearing her new earring. Is Darius wearing theirs?
Oh, definitely.
It is noticeably different earring on Darius, but not so different that you would have to change any artwork of Darius that has been made.
Thank you.
Ka-chow.
Ka-chow.
I want to watch Cars again now. Anyway. So.
Imagine just a giant diamond ring on his ear.
God.
No. They believe in function, not form.
They're very
Nothing
aesthetic.
ostentatious.
I'm sure it can knock somebody out pretty functionally.
Cut glass.
There's just, you see one Mao that has like a chair that just spinning on.
They're just spinning?
Don't look at
Yeah.
them.
Tooly.
It's attention. It's what they want.
What is their purpose, Darius?
Them? I mean, they're a person.
The
They
one
don't
who
necessarily.
the one who spins.
They are a person. They don't need a purpose, but that's just a thing they do to get attention. Don't look at them.
I know some people like that.
Darius, you
Yes,
did not tell me the gruel was delicious.
I'm fairly certain I did.
Yes, but when you described it, sounded very
Very what?
It seemed like a thing
I
that
believe,
you liked, not a thing
well,
that
I believe
everybody would like.
you used the word bland, yes?
I don't think I did. No.
You said salt was the spice actively used, yes?
Well, that I felt I made it a little crazier by adding salt.
Yes. So to me, that is not
Brian.
my preferred meal. It is your preferred meal, and that is absolutely fine. But it is not my preferred meal. But this is quite good.
Apologies. I feel I did not impart enough context.
But it tastes like.
Is this the culture shock I have heard of? Interesting.
Perhaps. It is, interestingly, Darius, it is bland for myself and Luna.
It does not taste like anything good. But we also
Or bad.
had the sound off. We put it on mute.
Yes.
Nito, what does the gruel taste like to you?
To me, it tastes as a very savory dish. Very kind.
Interesting. I must speak to the kitchen about this. I understand it has something to do with the bells and the spell, but this is interesting.
Well, delighted. I am happy that you have discovered
So
something. I hope it sparks a new discovery for you.
So maybe be careful of asking about
The hammer sounds are working.
the effects of the enchantment and everything in case it is a brainwashing thing or anything like that.
Bah!
It is.
You will
Little
always
Oh,
hear.
goodness.
You will always
No.
hear the sound of the hammer.
I mean,
But
I
Ash
find it
goes to
very
the kitchen.
soothing.
in all seriousness,
Maybe that's what it wants you to find it.
Query:
Well,
will you
potentially,
be
yes.
spending the night here in the monastery with us?
I don't think we have anywhere else to go, so that would be ideal.
Oh. I just had a thought. Quick query. Is anyone in the party a small-sized creature?
Yes.
Rashes, I guess,
Eden
yeah.
and
I
think I count.
Yeah, I'm
I
like
think I
bordering.
count.
I'm bordering on tiny.
I think I'm technically small.
And while Evie is technically medium, she can fit through 1-inch spaces.
I believe I believe I've received a bit of inspiration from the spark here, an idea. What if we were to put Rash in some children's clothes and lay a bit of a sneaky trap for these child abductors?
I love the idea of
Oh.
grandma, like wrinkles and all, being
I
disguised as a
am
child.
very, very up for this idea, Darius.
Are you gonna
We
give
will
her,
I mean, it'll be
smash the
dark.
child nappers.
Are you gonna
I think
give
it's
her?
Aw, baby.
Are you gonna give her a contraption to look like she has an extra set of legs?
Well, I'm sure there have been non-Mao
Oh,
children abducted.
Okay. I guess I just was under the impression that everything was very, very much mostly Mao.
Ties her little babushka scarf tighter to
Plus,
hide
you
her
put enough
silver
blankets
hair.
on someone, it's hard to tell how many legs they have.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
Okay,
guess that's
okay.
true.
Who here has prestidigitation?
I do.
All right. Help. Gestures to her wrinkles on wrinkles.
Ooh, you know what?
But that can come
I
later.
don't think prestidigitation is what you need. However, I believe I believe I have an experimental elixir that might help. If I can find all of the things that it does in D&D Beyond because I don't have access to my Roll20 sheet. Hold on.
I will say, Will, I do want to talk to the kitchen, but we can save that for next session.
We'll save that for next session just because we are a little bit over tonight.
Yeah, I didn't realize.
We were all having
assume-
fun. It's fine.
We were all having a good time, that's why.
Evie has a potion that might help with this, but I can look through my stuff later.
Well, I think as Evie looks for that and a plan begins to come into pace, we will begin to zoom out from the monastery. And then it will
I'm buff, baby.
go and it will act as a bit of a like a camera flash, like static on a camera for a second. And then you will find the basically viewpoint underground somewhere. And as you see this underground area, you see a number of Mao children and children in cages.
Oh no, not the children.
And covering the areas, the doors, the entryways to this area. To most people, you see Mao on the street basically walking right by this door. But to you, as we sort of zoom out onto the street and see just this busy Mao street, you see a door that is covered in symbols that have been seen once before by the party. But they don't see that yet. So join us next week as we begin the Kidnapped Cat arc. Or as I like to call it, the Catnap.
Catnapped?
Which is funny because it kind of means something else. But, you know, we go with it.
So, you guys, you don't want to sleep on this one. Join us next week.
Hey.
Thank you all so much for coming to tonight's episode of The Astral Calling. Don't forget to check out my other shows here on the channel, and we'll see you all on the next one. Toodaloo.
Have a good night, everyone.